Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an M12, it's a Tier 7 American SPG. This one's located on the south spawn of Cliff, and it's under the command of Alehoh, or Alehoh. I think it's Alehoh actually, but well, he'll tell us one day. Okay, well, the M12 was designed and built on the M3 hull, slightly lengthened, and it's got a 155mm gun of French design. You can tell that actually from the muzzle breech. Yes, it's a specific French artillery piece. It was actually a very good artillery piece designed in the First World War. And well, Alehoh's actually aiming for the Western Pass, and he's expecting an enemy tank to come around that corner, try and make it up onto the plateau. He's not seen anyone, but in fact what he has seen is a T-29 off in the distance, fires a round in and gets 246 hit points off a T-29. Anyway, he's changed his position. Now looking for a target to fire at. Can't see any traces in the cap area. Oh, there's an Arty. It's the M12, the enemy M12. The enemy's got two Artys, and that's one of them. Okay, he's going back to our aiming straight away, but trying to pick a target to fire at. And well, we've got a setter up towards the east. Just took a bit of damage. The enemy managed to get to the top of the hill, and he fires around there at a Cromwell. And no, his sixth sense didn't go off, so he hasn't been seen. Normally the danger is when you fire the gun, the flash and the smoke actually makes it more visible to the enemy. So if the enemy is looking for you and they are within view range, they will spot you. And down goes that Cromwell. Okay, we've got a baguette coming up round the corner. At the moment, not many enemies in sight. Ah, now T-54 first prototype. Just misses him, but it does cause some damage to his tracks. Now the reload time on this Arty is actually quite quick. We're around about 22-23 seconds if I remember correctly. The alpha damage on the gun is also quite good. It's 700 alpha, penetrating 39mm of armor, doing 7.6. And there you go, 22.38 seconds. That's the time it's actually come up. Okay, we're almost ready to go. The baguette's sitting there. He fires the round in, the baguette pulls back just at the right moment. Of course, the baguette is the name that we've given to the Britann Panther. The French Panther. I think a lot of people call it the baguette. Okay, Wizzy 131 up on top of the hill, rounds out and hits the lighthouse instead. He's changing position after each shot just to make sure that there can't be any counter battery. And I think what he's going to do now is he's going to fire a few rounds into this corner to try and annoy the tank destroyers that might be up there. But instead we've found an IS-22, the double-barreled IS-2 tank, tier 8, lined up the shot, rounds out, and well, it didn't appear to do any damage, which is surprising. Oh, now we've got two tanks together now, so that makes it double bubble, because if you hit one, you're more than likely going to splash the other one at the same time. It rounds out. Oh, he hit the T-54 Mod 1. The shell actually was aimed at the baguette, but it overshot and hit the Soviet tank behind him. I say he aimed for the right tank because the baguette is much weaker armor. If he'd actually penetrated that one, it would have done a huge amount of damage to him, possibly even put him out of the game. Wizzy 131 just died. Scorpion G's backing off because he knows that he's in danger. He's got weak armor as well. Rounds out on him. Close, very close. Now he's backing into the trees in this corner here, but the problem with being in the trees here, although you're less likely to be spotted by the enemy, the problem is that you can't shoot down the western pass because the rock face very near you is actually in the way. Okay, he's loaded, dialed in, and fires the round in at the baguette. And he hit it with a splash. Okay, he's now looking for the enemy Arty at this end. More than likely there'll be one of them. Probably the M44. We did see the M12 was sitting in the bushes up on the plateau. KV2 arm making his way towards the cliff edge. He's gone behind the buildings at the moment. All we can do is splash him, try and hit his rear. Dialed in. Well, we don't know if that actually did hit. I doubt it did. I think it probably hit the building. No indication it hit the building though. I think there's a mark on one side of the building. So yes, it probably did hit the building. But he's going to have another try. And yes, that one did splash the KV2 arm. Okay. Well, he's gone counter battery again, and this time he's doing it from above. It's much easier to do counter battery when you're actually doing it from above because the tracers show up much clearer as a white line or a streak as they fire, as the shell departs the gun. And oh, we can hear something being destroyed there. And in fact, there he can't shoot at that T-29 because the rock face is in the way. But he can hit the IS-2M behind him. Fires a round in, and yes, he gets a hit. But it was a near miss. He's had to pull out a bit to get the shot on the T-29. And unfortunately, he hasn't pulled out far enough. Yes, he's having to move over slightly further east to get shots on the T-29. Now he's ready. Now he can do it. Lining up. In fact, the T-29's now been joined by the IS-2-2. Dialed in. Ready to go. Rounds out. That hits the IS-2-2. Not the T-29 though. And the Hellcat's now going in to try and kill the Su-100, and he succeeds. But the Hellcat is now in terrible trouble, and he's been wiped out. We're almost ready to go, and this time round it will be the T-29 that gets the shell. Direct hit. I heard the shell go off against the hull. You hear a sizzle noise as it does. Okay, he's firing another round in there, and he gets another direct hit. And the T-29 was wiped out by our M44. So we're 2 tanks up on the enemy. There's only 4 of them left. 2 Arty, a medium tank, which is the T-54 Mod 1, and the Su-100. And the last time we saw the T-54 was up on the plateau in grid square E3, but we haven't seen him in a while. Now, T-3485 is actually moving around on the east side, going around the cliff edge. And I think that the Su-100 is more than likely going to be up on the heights here, somewhere up here. And I would say that he's more than likely going to be behind that rock. He's actually aiming for the rock at the moment, looking for any tracer, any sign that the Su-100 is there. Now he's holding down his right-hand mouse button as he has another look elsewhere. And, oh, there's the T-54 first prototype moving up to that position. Rounds out. Direct hit. 229. Very nice. He's moved to that position because he knows he can defend his team from behind that rock. try and prevent our T-3485 from getting close to the cap. The KV-2 is moving up one side. The Borsig, the VK3601H. Now would be the time to lay some shells down behind that rock, stun anyone that are there, and prevent them shooting at our teammates. Well, the Su-100's been spotted. Going through the field of view. He's trying to get to the cliff edge. Oh, that was pretty fatal for him. The VK3601H hit him. And the Borsig hit him first and the VK got the shot afterwards. So we're still looking for two Arty. And I think they are down here. Pretty sure. That medium tank, though, is still around the T-54. Our T-34 doesn't want to move down until they've located him. And there goes the VK3601H. T-54 killed him. And that kind of suggests... Yes, there he is. He's down below. Okay, so Arty rounds on the way in. And all the T-34 goes down the cliff edge. And I think he's in trouble because he didn't exactly fall very well. And yeah, unfortunately, he did die. And now would be the time for Alehoh to put a round into that T-54 before it's too late. And he killed the T-54, which means now there's only two Arty to find and they've won the game. Now remember, he's already hit that M12 once. KV-2 just got stunned. And that sort of indicates that the enemy Arty is directly ahead of him. The only unfortunate thing is that Aleho's got no more shells. You only get a limited number of rounds in the M12, so you have to make best use of them. So the best thing he can do right now is cap. There's the M12. Oh, look, he only had 11 hit points left. Now, can the Borsig get a shot on him? There's a wreck in front of you there. No, I'd say actually go to the right here and climb up onto the plateau above the cap. Going this way actually lets the M12 see you. But it also might let the M12 fire. If he does fire, he'll reveal his position. And there's the M44. And so now the Borsig can take out the M44. More than likely that M44 does have shells. And Aleho's going to get close. He's been spotted. He's going to proximity spot the M44. There you go. Time for the Borsig to kill him. Yep. They're the last two left on their team. And that's it. The M12 was killed by the Borsig. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Well, it's the first class tanker for Alehoh in the M12. He managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 15. He got a Gore medal for doing more damage than 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle. He also managed to get a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game overall. And also a Confederate medal for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else. And his win rate from that game was 3,994. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he did get the highest damage, 2,839 hit points. The next high scorer was the Scorpion G on the enemy team, picked up a tank sniper for doing 2,538. And the next high score after that was the enemy M44, managed to get a Confederate for 2,162. And lastly, the Borsig managed to get a Pescucci's for killing both of the enemy Arty and 2,092 hit points. When it came to kills, though, it was actually the Scorpion G who got 4 kills. 3 kills for that T-54 first prototype, the Borsig, the IS-3, the M44 and the VK3601H. And I'm afraid Alehoh only managed to get the 1 kill. but he did get the highest base XP with 1094, 953 for the IS-3, 797 for the M44. He fired 20 rounds, got 7 direct hits, no penetrations, 18 splash, damage of 2,839 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters, damaged 80 of the enemy, killed 1, did 280 hit points of damage assist, 635 hit points of stun assist off 17 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 46,623 credits, but he did fire a fair amount of premium ammo. And I'm afraid, yes, with the consumables, that means he actually made a small loss, 13,937 credits. He picked up 5 bonds for getting the Gores, the High Caliber and the Confederate, and 1,641 XP, 820 from personal reserves, took away 2,461 experience points altogether. Now, this was part of a mission to get his 3rd marks, and he's actually very close to it. He's in the 90th percentile, or close to the 95 mark, desperately trying to get it up there. So he's definitely showing promise, and if he keeps on at this rate, it won't be long before he does get it. If he can keep the win rate this high, I think it'll be just a matter of a few games until he's there. So keep going, Alehoh, and hopefully you'll get there soon. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, and thank you for watching.